Okie dokie. Let's get going. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Just had bump into everything. Welcome back, welcome back. This is the second stream of the day. Let me see how much work I can put on this Wolverine patch. I am using gouache. I'm using a wet palette. And let's start working on the skin tone, shall we? Say what's up if when you can. Happy Friday. Let's get into the weekend. Gangbuster style. Cool. I'm gonna lower this. Okie dokie. But first, today's episode is sponsored by Una Maltacita. Heck yeah, y'all. No high fructose corn syrup. From Puerto Rico. Let's get it. Hacha, that's good stuff. Put this to live. Put this to live. All right, let's do this. Let's mix some skin tones. I already have burnt sienna, but I'm going to mix a bit of orange. They don't have vermilion, but I'm gonna mix a bit of orange. Put that right there. I'm gonna use a little bit of this medium yellow. He doesn't have that much this color, and then some black and white. I am using my Winsor Newton gouache here. I'm gonna put you up here. And white. So right now I'm gonna focus on the skin tone, the face, the neck, and the eye. I'm gonna do some work on that patch. The patch on patch. I'm going to use a smaller brush to mix. I'm going to use one of these round filberts. This one's really stiff. That's what she said. That's inappropriate. I am going to hit the camera on my phone. But here, I'll show you guys. This is dry underneath? Yeah. Making sure this is dry underneath because I am using gouache. So let's mix up these colors so you can see how to get a variation of a skin tone here. Alright. I'm going to use my napkin. So no big deal. Just say what's up if you can. I'm just gonna do this. I'll probably be quiet for most of the day, most of the stream, unless you guys talk to me. So talk to me, Goose. All right. So this is just mixing a peachy uh, Caucasian color, and then I'm just gonna add a hint of black to dull it down. Get some grays in there. That's gonna help for when I do his 5 o'clock shadow. And because I like to, I'm gonna grab some of this blue here for more realistic tone for the chin. So in portraits, you can't really see, it looks kind of muddy, but here, see if I can clean my brush. When you're doing the skin tone, so that's the kind of range I'm looking for. But it's not always like that. I think the more realistic tones have more variety in color, greens and purples. So that's one thing that I'm trying to get better at. But for now, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be a bit more yellowish, natural light this way on his right side, our left, and more bluish theatrical lighting on our right, his left, to kind of balance from here. And that's it, shall we? And I think I might do this in sections. I usually go the whole, find the midtones and paint all over the place, but I'm trying to do something different. I'm just trying to find something that's comfortable, and that's what I think I want to try to do today. And just work on sections that's a bit lighter, starting from here, darker, darkest. All right. But I am going to try to give yellowish in the midtones here, especially for the forehead. I need more white. It's hard to try to find that balance here on this palette because it's kind of lost. But let's see. Let's do this. I feel like my hands are wet. They probably are. Oh yeah, there's something going on here. Hold on one second. Okay, so it's not the board. Huh. Cuidado. I still feel... Oh, it's because the board is cold. It's cool, so it feels wet. Ew. Boop, boop, boop. Give me a second. I just got to do all this stuff for the socials. One of the benefits of using fixative over your pencils is that you get to see where you put your tones. And for my sake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to dab it with a little bit of, what color is that? Burnt sienna. To start adding a bit of contrast and shade. But, alright guys. Let's get to it. Hold on a second. Kim Lucky, how are you? What's this say? How you doing? So you laughing at? So are you celebrating that you have 88,000 subbies? Congratulations. How does that make you feel? I'm proud of you. I gotta say this, the wet palette that I'm using is working really well. Highly recommend it. Takes a bit to get used to, but so far so good. Grace 404, thank you for the compliment, but I wouldn't acknowledge that. Plus, how can we forget that Kim Lucky Art there has 88,000 subscribers, and we must acknowledge that. For if without it, he's or she is nothing. But I'm just saying. But thank you, Grace. I appreciate that. With a little bit of practice, we all can achieve great heights. Alright, so now it looks like my palette is getting dry. I'm just going to add a little bit more blue. This time I'm going to use aquamarine. I'm just messing around, seeing what works for this. But yeah, thank you, thank you. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe if you like it. And make sure you say Happy Friday. Be kind to each other. That's it. Verinair, good afternoon from my side. I know it's a little bit different on your side, but good afternoon. Ah, now it's Saturday, see? From the future. Well, Verinair, how was your Friday? Is there anything I should be worried about that you can share share with us from the future? Ah, studying about bacteria. I just met a bacteria earlier today. Make sure you say hello. It's the first person that commented on a glorious chat. Mr. 88. I don't want this yellow to overpower. I just want it to be just like if there's some light ahead of him here. Preparing for the entrance exam. When is your exam? And good luck, man. I know you're gonna ace it. Ace it. In May of next year? Okay. Again, that's what's up. You are way ahead, huh? In the study schedule, but good. Waste not, want not. Oh, my homie's gonna be a doctor? Heading to the medical field? That's what's up. That is what's up. Well, my friend, good luck. Sincerely, I wish you all the best. Of course. Sometimes it's so difficult to clean the brushes right. I need to mix some light blue, but I need to make sure it doesn't get contaminated by the other ones. Thank you, Verinair. Appreciate you. Yeah, it looked pretty good. So, well, it depends, right? So, I'm doing a little bit of both here. Um, Warm and cold, so I'm trying to balance them off each other. But hey, let me read your question out because it's a good question. He said, what's my usual routine? What's my usual routine then? Jumping to the main sketches, like warm sets or anything. So if you're referring to the colors, I wanted to keep him warm and upfront because I knew the red was going to be punchy with the black background. But the whole piece is warm. I used burnt sienna for my base color. So the left side is very warm with yellows. Here, I'll show you. Mid yellow, some orange, vermilion, black and white, and I have some blue. I add blue because I love the color of blue, but I like using blue because there's blue in our skin tones. Well, I'm white, man. I'm pale. I'm not pale. I'm opaque. Oh, you mean like practice? Practice. I don't normally practice before a sketch or something like this. If that's what you mean. No Malta break. I gotta check something real quick. I I didn't. I really didn't. It's more. I wish I would have studied a bit more for color theory. Um, I still go by the very rudimentary flesh tone in terms of the same color in dark or cold by adding blues or white. But yeah, I need to do more studying when it comes to color theory. I've been watching a lot of videos from Black Bean CMS, that artist on YouTube. If you get a chance, check out his channel. It's amazing. I can't make sense of how he does his tones. So I watch. I don't know if I retain any, but so my color. See, that's I'm just using lighter shades and tones of a singular color. So my color theory ends up coming into play more with the background and graphic design wise. But I tell you, I would make a terrible teacher at the moment because most of the stuff that I end up doing is more instinctual. It's from just watching and studying and taking from other artists in that sense. Because if it looks good on when they do it, I assume it's going to look good when I do it. That's a good question because I've done a bit of both. I think that I like to see when I go and do study via YouTube. I look at a ton of videos, not just one person, because I'm not necessarily looking at, not really listening to them. I'm more looking at how they're doing it, what they're doing with the brush, what they're doing with the color. Are they adding water? Are they not adding water? What kind of brush they're using? And then I kind of like keep those visuals in my mind and I give them a shot. My friend Julio Cesar, an amazing painter, he uses this particular brush to paint skies and he does it beautifully. And I don't know how to do that. I use this brush to paint into my forms, my figures, because of the round edge and blending ability of it. So go figure. But it depends on the book. I would be very careful on the book. I would check reviews. I would check respected artists, because there are a ton of books right now that is AI based. So you have to be very careful. Meaning that they've used AI for the images, even the text, and a lot of it is just BS. So I'll be very careful. So if you're going to grab any books, grab stuff that hasn't been made in the last 10 years. Sadly to say. Which may be difficult. I think that's a good tone. I'm going to start, because that'll give me space to add the lighter tones. Because if I keep messing around, I'm going to muddy it up. A lot of my books are old, some contemporary, but within the last 10-20 years. And I did a lot of researching and studying. You still get some con artists out there doing their thing. I would just be very careful. If you ask a lot of artists, comic book artists, they're all gonna pretty much say the same thing. How to draw comics the Marvel way, for particular reasons. And if you talk, or if you like listen to artists from the comic book world, they'll say Loomis, they'll say Riley, they'll say Eisner. So find an artist that you like and respect, and Google around and see who they studied under, what they've done. I need to add some blue to that mustache area. I think YouTube videos from random artists on specific concepts is good, yes. When you know some sense of fundamentals, of course. If you like to study from, yes. You gotta have some form of fundamentals. If you don't, maybe try to find a legit course. Or a local artist. But it is difficult. Grab too much, but let's see if this works. But I still go back and look at an artist that I like and watch a video of theirs. Because you could only learn so much during a viewing, right? So I bide my time. Learn what I can and then come back. That's the beauty. That's one of the great things about YouTube. The older stuff, like when I mentioned Loomis or Riley, check out some of those videos and see if you can find the actual. It might be difficult to find, but try to find the actual person. Loomis, if I wish I could remember his first freaking name. Give me a second. Andrew Loomis. See if you can find anything that he speaks on, or Riley. I can't remember Riley's name, but if you can catch a video of them talking and them doing the work, they're really scientific. They're really kind of like matter of fact and boring about it, and that's what you want to get. If I was to try to teach art, I'd end up teaching more about how it feels to me, and it might not be the right way. Feel me? I could show you a way, or the way that I do it, but I'll never say that that is the way you should do it. Do you think artists to other artists matter now more than before? Oh, absolutely. With this whole AI craze going on, but it has also made some artists unapproachable. But if they are approachable, I try to hang out and stick around to them and listen. Um, because everything is out to take. Right now, everything is out to take what we know and how to do it. You know. I don't know, bud. Oh, dude, John Jerome Morbius. I would say good luck with that, but I don't mean that in a derogatory way. His work is amazing, and that is an amazing place to try to reach. So, absolutely. I can't wrap my head around the way he builds form, the way he cross hatches, or it's beautiful. And you know what's the saddest part? I don't have any Mobius books. I don't think. Not the Inca, not any of them. Ha! I might have to change that. I gotta add some blue. Goes that green again. But he's amazing. What's his name? Tatsuya Karada? I think that's his name. But yeah. So why his style above anything else? That's one thing. You always go the white. You'll end up blah. His blueberry's amazing too. Murata, Kim Jungi, Jim Lee, and many others are truly, yeah, absolutely. Am I losing this? I'm getting a lot of glare, so let me move around, move away from his face, because I might be muddying it up a bit as I build it. Yeah, I discovered all those great artists late in life, except for Jim Lee. Jim Lee in the 90s was my jam. Those 90s Marvel artists. We just gotta keep growing. Keep growing. That's it. Keep growing and keep getting better as much as you can. Don't be content with this, the last piece you did. Make the next one better and better and better, which is hard because then it adds pressure. But if it's just you challenging yourself, be better than yourself. Ike, my friend, how you doing, sir? Happy Friday. It is Friday, right? Happy Friday, brother. Happy Friday. That came out too blue. I have to add, change that. The colors are settling in. And it's a bit darker than what I want it, but that's okay because it'll allow me to start building up and adding the details that I'm looking for here. Yeah, Werner Vagabond, man. Climber. I think I've seen. I don't remember the name of the artist, but I've seen his stuff on the Instagrams. I think I'm making the mistake of adding the highlights too soon, but whatever. That's how I roll. Living dangerously. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm trying to keep a warm glow on this side, on his left side. Our left, his right. And have very dramatic blue light right hand side. I'm constantly trying to emulate and that lighting, that dramatic side light, secondary lighting. Sometimes I just don't. I undercommit. But I've done something like this, very similar, but in the opposite direction when it came to lighting and color. For the Hulk, I did a Hulk one where I didn't make him fully green. It was more of a bluish green, and then used a lot of bright oranges as a secondary light, and it made it pop pretty well. The blue makes the red pop, makes his nose nice and reddish, as if he's been drinking. And I'm mixing my colors pretty roughly here. I got the fan on in my room because it's so warm and it's working counter to my wet palette. Some dude jumped in here and hit me with the old Nelson Muntz. I don't know. I don't understand what the what the kid's goal was. Came in, said hi, and he was like, I got 88,000 subs, and then dipped. And I'm like, okay, okay. I just think some people just all they have is this. So I pray for for him to find something other than this, if this is all he has to brag about. But it was like, what the hell? What's going on here? Yeah, it looks like I am going through my colors now. I gotta lighten that cheek. I just want a shadow there. Work on this shadow here. Oh yeah, I can dig. I'll dig some Arthur Morgan. Yeah, looking for attention. Yeah, it was really weird. Okay. Yeah, man. Mello is aura. It's the equivalent of like going to a little kid's birthday party and bragging that you drove there. To the kid. You drove here. You know, I don't know why. It bothers me only because it's just such a dick thing to do. But listen, the devil's a liar, and if all he has is that, congratulations to the kid. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for your 88. I really am. It doesn't mean anything to me, but congratulations. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Let's see. What I'm really trying to do is not make his face so smooth. I'm trying to get the like Jack Nicholson werewolf Is it werewolf? No, wolf vibes. But it's all good, guys. It's all good. It's Friday. And we chilling. I'm trying to emulate the artist Glenn Fabry still, with his very chunky skin textures, very gritty. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Take it easy, very now. Appreciate ya. Bye. See what happens. That's not too bad. What do you guys think? There's a lot of glare in my room. My lights are bright. I love that eye so far. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, Bud, how you doing, man? How's Friday treating you so far? Hopefully it's 4 o'clock. So what is it, 9? So you're chilling at home? Hopefully, relaxing. Or drawing? Dude, that last piece, man. That last piece, man. It's really good. Ike, man, it's really... You're really good. Really, really. You know who else? Like after doing some of these lines, Bill Sienkiewicz has some outlandish lines. It's gonna be brighter, so I'm not worried about that. That needs to be darker. All right, it needs to be lighter. I want his eyes set in deep. Yeah, do you ever do any self-portraits? Or use yourself as model, not a direct self-portrait, but you know what I'm talking about. I haven't done a self-portrait since college. But I have drawn myself humorously, but I haven't done a self-portrait for real, in a long time. I don't know if I want to, but I think I do want to practice doing portraits. More. I mean, I know this is a portrait, but like for realsies. Yeah. I think self-portraits ends up happening because the artist is kind of like standoffish. I paint myself. It's when required practices. I just bought a mirror. Hey now, let me see. That was weird. I don't mean to be showing my guts. He's a weirdo. He's looking at himself. I do it for extreme faces where you can't really get an image like that. But there you go. Friday fun time. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. But your boy's getting old and getting a little dusty here as I gotta move around. Yeah, photo reference. Yeah. That's how I used to just take the picture. But I'm like, let me just go get a mirror. I've asked my kids too if they would pose for me if and when I start trying to do portraits, and they were down for it, which I thought was awesome. definitely not going to be finishing this today. I'm okay with that though. Any plans for the weekend? Shout it out. Let the people know what you're doing. It's yard work for me. Yay! That can work on some dark. Need to move some paint around here. The one thing I'm realizing is I didn't mix enough paint here. This light's gonna be a lot. I'm watching a YouTube video on the early hours of the morning about fisheye perspective. Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah, man. I just dug through my references and I found my perspective grids, and the fisheye was one of them. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't even know how to look at this. That looks off because it's not dark enough yet. All right. By Gene Bond. Okay, that's cool. Start building on these dark. Yeah. We both on grass duties. We've been dealing with a serious drought here where I live, but it's been raining the last couple of days, which has been fantastic. So our grass has had a resurgence, which I'm happy for. But now I gotta go out there and take care of it. This is very who's the guy I'm thinking of? Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid-esque. I'm actually gonna go a lot darker than that, but I need a base here. Base. I think it's amazing to me, no matter what you're trying to do, as you paint, how different the face becomes, the features become, how it just oddly it just starts taking shape or removing shape, starting losing and building it's always been fascinating to me. Not just mine, just from watching art, period. Okay. Now my palette is dry. And then, trying to build with no reference but a 2D tonal image and try to fool the eye into seeing 3D and tone and color, which is all we ever do with paint. Okay. This isn't the right brush to blend, but I don't care. I lost all this color. Now all I'm doing is wrestling back and forth with the light and the shadow. There's too much yellow on this brush. But it might add some variety in texture, which is what we want. I gotta work on someplace else because I'm afraid I might end up muddying some of these colors, but it's just that the way they dry, you're never completely sure. No, I didn't study uh, color theory or anything like that. It's a lot of just going with it, and a lot of from study and watching, mainly watching and looking at other artists' work, mostly, and trying to copy it. But I don't always see what they see. I don't always see the blues or the greens that they have or why they put them in there. Uh, so I never know when to or if I should. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not instinctual that way. It's it's kind of a very blind way of saying, "Oh, that's what it looks like." When they did it, I wish there was a simple art theory class, not art theory, color theory. Even using this thing, it really doesn't. I know where to point out and all this stuff, and I I I don't know, man. I don't know. But I know there's certain colors that I am missing. But there are some colors just from studies and portraits. The sections of the head have a dominant color of yellow for the forehead, reddish for the center, cheeks, nose, cheek, a little bit to the lip, and blue for the bottom of the face. And I can't tell you where I even heard that from. I just know to do it. I wish I did though. I wish I did. That's why sometimes studying without by watching certain artists, all you do is pick up bad habits. Or because you try to emulate the end results and not necessarily the study of it. Something that I've had to deal with. And be like, I don't know why it failed. I did what they did is because I don't know. I never experienced their aha, and that's how that works. That's not just how it works, why it works. Like I found out that the eye is not just white. The whites of the eyes is blue or gray. In this case, I used gray. But I mean, forever. I used to do the whites of the eyes. But yeah, I think it's mainly from copying other artists, copying things that I like and how they look. I gotta be careful. I just added a little water. Yeah, yeah, dude. And you go, why, how did you come up with that? But I'm talking about this part, the whites of the eyes. Uh, I've seen blue, and I'm like, wow, that's beautiful. That works. It looks better than white because you can cast shadows to it. But anyway, yeah. No, but to answer your original question, no. Mainly from just copying from artists, looking at their work, and just years of copying. Later on in life, obviously, you pick up real things, real studies, but most of it is just from seeing how the people that I like looking at their work. I don't know how much I want to go here. But I think most of this is gonna, once I start adding these. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. That happens. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good when they do it. It looks good when they do it. I'm probably adding this black to his face for his hair too soon. But it's because I'm just trying to add some dimension and see if I can play with it. I don't want to activate a lot of the colors underneath. I just want enough so that the black won't be so dominant. So I'm going over this brown that I put earlier. This, what is that, burnt sienna? So I can kind of mingle and it's not a pure black, not just yet. I don't want to add full black to the patch yet because I know I have to get in here. Let me work on this bottom piece. And I don't want it to muddy the colors just yet or at all. It's getting pretty dry here. Yeah, even just a little bit. I didn't put any of the. I just needed to place a little bit, and his face is already pulling out of out of the hair. Wait till I start adding all the darker strands of hair. He's gonna have highlights on top, cause he's hip. No frosted tips for Wolverine. Everything is dry in my room now. No amount of wet palette is going to help that. Now I'm going to use a little bit of that blue theory that we was talking about to give him a 5 o'clock shadow. Nova Draws Comics. How you doing, Nova? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to us, and you were doing great. That is great, man. Cool. keep the energy up. Because, well, we got to preserve our energy for all the yard work we got to do tomorrow. This is one thing I love about gouache here, that I can go ahead, dibble dabble, moisten my brush a bit, and I'm going to use this darker tone and manipulate the lighter tone above it. Hopefully, if done right. Nope. Oops. Oh man, not the memes. The doom scrolling for memes, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. And now two things are going to happen, right? So I'm not going to be able to finish it tonight. I got about a half an hour to go on this stream here. So I'm going to be walking by this thing all week, looking at it. Every little chivo, every little thing, I'm like, I could have done better. But I feel really good about what's happening. So I think we're going to be all right. I think I'm going to survive. That is one interesting looking Wolverine. You was on Pinterest looking for references? What are you looking to draw today? Cammy? No, I'm just playing. Cammy? I'm just playing. We all know you're gonna paint Cammy. Pinterest is a tough cookie, man. We've already talked about, or maybe I spoke to Vernier about Pinterest and AI art that's in there, that when being careful and looking for references, if people really want to be careful. But it's just getting harder and harder to tell the difference. And more and more evident that people don't really care. I know I don't care that much, honestly. Seeing that stuff should encourage artists to draw, not the opposite. So that's why it doesn't bother me so. Some of it is downright impressive, which is really annoying. What's really annoying, the thing that's really annoying about it is when you can tell the reference, or even the reference that they are cribbing from. But it is what it is. It's Friday. I'm trying to have a good time. We're not going to worry about that today. You know what made me laugh when I was looking at this picture, this drawing, that Wolverine would try to hide his superhero identity by donning a patch and growing a little thin mustache to add to his hairy, hairy freaking face. You know, sir, you look a lot like. Don't say it. Oh man. Sorry, I'm over here groaning because your boy's getting old, man. And I gotta stand up. I have the Wolverine Essentials comic book, and it starts out with him. His original series, which is really cool, starts out with him as Patch. The world thinks the X-Men are dead. He's hiding out. I don't know what he does there. I can't remember the stories. I just kind of like dove in on the artwork. And at one point, the hero Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, is the Madripoor. And she clearly knows it's Wolverine. She just doesn't say anything. The story continues on, and at one point he's fed up. He has no choice. He has to don the suit, the outfit. And she's like, finally, bruh, what the hell? And he had the nerve to be like, oh, you knew? She goes, there's not many 5'3", ass kickers in this world. But I thought that was funny. And even the Hulk as Mr. Fix-It, which is cool. I should draw a Mr. Fix-It. He's just a gray Hulk that's basically a gangster, an enforcer. And even he meets up with Patch. And he's like, bro, you smell... you smell similar. Do I know you? Which is kind of funny. But there's a certain level of wonder and disbelief you have to adhere to when it comes to comics, isn't it? I love that stuff. Trying to measure where his eye would be. And yeah, whenever he would do something that required him to do a little vigilante justice. All he would do is don a full black suit, like the like the Daredevil pajamas, right? Full black, and he would put black makeup across his eyes, like a shoe polish or something. Soot oil. He looks like Furiosa. He's still rocking claws. He never not. But he was more stealthy. Like, sure that'll work. I can't believe that he's what's the word? Oh. It's Friday. Canonically? Oh my God. Is that the way you say it? No. Canonical. Nah. Somebody help me. Yeah. Anyway, he is 5'3". Little short king. Think the world is ready for a comic accurate Wolverine. I think the joke from the Deadpool movie was, it's such a good joke that you go, wow, is he really that freaking short? Take it easy, Nova Draws. Nova, thank you so much for popping through. I'm out of here in about 10 minutes anyway. So thank you for popping in. I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm out of here in 10 minutes or so. So thank you. I'm going to try to pace myself with this one. Brighten up that eye. That eye's going to look pretty good. I'm just glad he doesn't look like Vincent Price anymore. But I don't know how he's going to look when I finished all of the little hairs. Yep. He looks like a pirate. I think this will be the fun part. Being able to not have to be so precise when doing the hair. Just letting the brush do the thing. So. I gotta give him a hero chin. I'm just using a dry brush. A little bit of black on the brush and then dry brushing it. Letting the pigment dissipate. Gives me that little shadowy shape that I'm looking for. Allows the underpainting to show. So, yes. Thank you guys, gals, for hanging out. Everybody. I will finish up here. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to let the music play me out. And thank you so much for hanging out on this Friday. Happy Friday to you. And I will see you guys next week. We'll be back here painting the Wolverine. And then we'll plan what's next when that's done. So, thank you for hanging out. This is Arts of the Round Table. My name is Mello. God bless you. I love you, I mean it. Be good to each other, guys. Be good to each other all the time. Love one another. Love each other. Alright, until next time. I will enjoy you later. Bye bye.